In the end, one battle after another refuses to deliver a clean resolution. Bob ultimately reunites with his daughter Willa after a violent showdown, and Willa kills an attacker in self-defense during the intense car chase in the desert. Colonel Lockjaw, who has been seeking to expose and harm Willa, in part because of her mixed heritage, is exposed and eventually eliminated by his own allies, who realise the truth of his crimes. And this is because Willa is found out to be his daughter following the awkward encounters between him and Perfida in the past. After they escape the chase, Bob gives Willa a letter from her mother in which Perfida apologises for her betrayal and expresses hope for reconnection someday. Then, in the closing scene, Willa hears about protests in Oakland and gets into the car to join them, symbolising that the next generation may take up the mantle of resistance, even under different terms. So in summary, the film ends with father and daughter reunited, the villain defeated, a note of reconciliation from Perfida, and a passing of the symbolic torch to Willa, suggesting that although this battle is over, the struggle continues in new ways. So the ending of One Battle After Another carries less of a final answer and more of a statement about what it means to live in the shadow of struggle. On the surface, Bob manages to protect his daughter Willa from Lockjaw's grasp, and the immediate threat of capture or erasure is averted. But the film doesn't frame this as a neat victory. Instead, it shows that every battle, whether it's an armed raid, a chase through the desert, or even a father trying to keep his daughter safe, is only one chapter in a much longer and unfinished fight. Lockjaw as a person may be dead, but the system he represents remains in place. And for Bob, the ending is about reconciling the contradiction that he's carried for years. Essentially, his desire to shield Willa from the dangers of revolution, while knowing that her very existence makes her a part of that history. By stepping back into the role of fighter and father, he admits that hiding will never erase the past, and that silence only feeds the power of those like Lockjaw. Willa in turn comes of age, recognising that her life is inseparable from the ideals and sacrifices of her parents. The larger meaning though is that resistance is not a singular act with a permanent payoff. It is ongoing, cyclical, and often an exhausting experience, essentially one battle after another.